Thank you for being here tonight, and congratulations on to all of the other ventures, and thank you for taking the risk of throwing your hat in the ring. About myself, I am a partner with Gowlings here in town. I've spent almost all of my legal career here in Ottawa. Called to the bar in 1997, so almost 22 years at the bar. Articled at Gowlings. I've practiced there most of my career, except for a 2-year stint when I practiced trade law in Washington, D.C. during the heydays of softwood lumber disputes. But I made the conscious decision to actually come back to Ottawa and practice in Ottawa and raise my family in Ottawa. My wife is a lawyer. I have 2 kids, 16 and 13. About my practice, I'm a civil litigator, concentrate on health law, but I also do competition law, which puts me in front of our federal tribunals quite a bit. Throughout my career, I've had a pretty diverse background in terms of civil litigation. The refrain was, well, it's in French, give it to Baril, he can handle it. So that took me to tax court, to appellate court, to all kinds of administrative tribunals, to county courts from Renfrew to Kapuskasing to Cornwall. So I think I've gathered a fair knowledge of the various places in our province and within our East region. I've been president of the LSO from 2014 to 2016, and I think that gave me some pretty relevant and pertinent insights into a number of the issues that are confronting the bar, not just the Francophone, but the bar at large. AGFO was obviously about access to justice in French, and that was the focus of the organization. But access to justice is one of those issues that I think cuts across all practice areas, and I think it is probably the largest thing that is confronting us as a profession. It's a multifaceted problem that requires a multifaceted answer. There's a number of pieces to that puzzle, from legal aid to funding legal aid to the place where pro bono has to fit into this, to regional law libraries, which should continue to be funded. I think they are the heart of the legal professions, particularly outside of Toronto. How am I doing on time?
You're doing 2.5 minutes?
2.5 minutes left, so a little bit of time left. I have also been significantly involved with the University of Ottawa ever since the start of my career. I transitioned from teaching the old bar admission courses. Those of you of my vintage may recall those. They've gone by the wayside, but I started there, and I've been teaching at the University of Ottawa for the last 10 years, competition law. And so I've seen the different cohorts of students go through. I was there when the PPD was inaugurated. In fact, I made the inaugural speech to the first class of PPD graduates. I remember calling them test pilots at the time, and that is very much what they were. I think the program has proven itself. I think it is responsive to a particular need that is out there as a result of the shortage of articling positions. And I do support the approach that the Law Society has taken with respect to a path to the profession. I don't think the path to the profession is anchored in cement. I think as time goes by, we'll have to evaluate how it's working, the effect that it is having, the amount of graduates we're pushing through, and the obstacles that those graduates are facing and surmounting. The last issue is, of course, the elephant in the room, the statement of principle. I support the statement of principle. I think it is part of a comprehensive set of recommendations that came out of a detailed study undertaken by Convocation. Was it done perfectly? No. Is there room for improvement? Yes. Are there myths around the statement of principle that we need to debunk? Absolutely. But I think it is a necessary step that we should be taking. If we want to be leaders in society, we want to be leaders in our profession, we have to take some positive actions to move it forward. I'm happy to answer any questions about that issue. And the questions around that issue, I think, are valid questions. They do require some reflection. And I think that the next convocation will have to adjust, ajuster le tir, comme on dit en français un peu. Mais certainement, c'est quelque chose qui vaut la peine d'être pris. Donc, I'm happy to respond to any questions et merci pour votre attention.